What's up, guys? My name's Donovan, and welcome back to Brewing the Good Life. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at 5 money goals you need to achieve in your 20s. So sit back, grab a beer, and let's talk finance. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and most of all, make sure you subscribe. It helps my channel grow so I can reach more people. I really appreciate all the growth I've seen over the last month, and I can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks so much, guys. Goal number 1 is getting rid of that high interest debt.
Cause I have $30,000 in credit card debt. When they call, I tell them I can't pay it back yet. Credit card debt.
We want to get rid of anything that's 5.5% or higher. Why is that? Because you're not going to be able to do better in the market when you account for inflation and other things. So it's better to eliminate those payments, get rid of that debt, free up the income, because your income is your biggest and best wealth building tool. And by freeing up that income, you can put money towards generating an emergency fund, investments, savings, those types of action plans to achieve the other goals we're about to talk about. So goal number 2 is to get a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Now that sounds like a lot, especially in your 20s, but when you have a 3 to 6 month emergency fund, it creates margin. It creates the ability to not have a medical bill, a sore toe.
Botched toe. I botched that one. Oh, that's a botched job. That's bleeding.
Flat tire, transmission going out, be an emergency. It makes it an inconvenience. So when we're looking at these goals, we want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success down the road so we can keep achieving more and more. And by establishing a strong emergency fund, you're able to do that. When we look at an emergency fund, you want to look at either a 3-month or a 6-month emergency fund. And the way that you can figure that out is if you are married and you have a dual income household and both you and your spouse make similar amounts of income, you want to be towards that 3-month emergency fund. Now, if you're a single income household or your spouse makes significantly more income than you do, you want to be having a 6-month emergency fund. What that allows for is that if the higher income earner, or if you're single, if you lose your job, you've got 6 months before you need to start panicking.
You're living in a van down by the river.
You can find a new job, you can be able to keep afloat and keep your day-to-day going and not have to be worried left and right about money. Goal number 3 is to have 1 year's worth of your salary saved up in retirement. The reason for that is many experts believe that you need to have 10 to 12 times your annual income in retirement savings by the time you retire. Now, if you have 1 year's worth of your salary saved up in your 20s before you hit 30, you're on path to hit that 10 to 12 times. And you're thinking, what? That doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'm going to be hitting 30. I'm only going to have 1 times. You've got to remember compound interest. It's the 8th wonder of the world. And as you continue to grow your retirement savings, that compound interest is going to work more efficiently and effectively because money grows exponentially through compound interest. Goal number 4 is we want to get that credit score established and have good credit. We want to have our credit score at least at a 740, if not higher in our 20s. Definitely by the time we hit 30, we want to be at a minimum of 740. Why do I say that we want to be at a minimum of 740? It allows us to be what financiers call tier 1. That means that you're going to get the best possible financing when you need to finance. I'm not a proponent of financing, but I know there's situations where financing makes sense. Whether you're financing a car, whether you're financing a house, whether you have things that come up that you need to use leverage for. Now, if we are looking at financing a car, I suggest going to look at the Money Guide. They've got a really good breakdown on how to finance a car and how you can use it to your advantage if you're needing to get into something that's more reliable, because transportation is a requirement of life. And goal number 5. Goal number 5 is we want to work towards getting our retirement investing to 25% of our gross annual income by the time we hit 30.
Dad said I need to put it in the bank so it can grow over the years. Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that check in a money market mutual fund. Then we'll reinvest the earnings into foreign currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
What does this do? This sets us up for success. Now, I know 25% of my gross income going to retirement, that's a lot. It's hard to achieve, but if every time you get a raise, you have some delayed gratification and you put additional towards your retirement savings, eventually you will get to that 25% number. And by getting to that 25% number, you're setting yourself up, your family up for success. You're going to have the retirement of your dreams, whether that's traveling, spending time with your family, enjoying life in any aspect that you like, building your dream home, living on a farm, moving to the city, whatever you see your retirement as, you have more options by having delayed gratification and getting your retirement investing up to 25% of your gross income. Now, I don't just say that, I live that. 25% of my gross income, my wife's gross income, our household gross income is going to retirement savings. It hasn't always been that way. It really hasn't. But we have made sacrifices, and every time we've gotten a raise, we've chosen to put a little bit extra towards that retirement savings so that we could hit that number. And I'm happy to say that all of these goals I've mentioned, we've achieved. And it has helped us out tremendously. And we are on track to have a beautiful retirement and to be able to support our child in ways that we never even thought were possible when we were younger because of the sacrifices that we've made. And it's just small decisions. Real small decisions today make the biggest impact tomorrow. So think about what you can do and what small decisions you can make in order to benefit yourself and your family in the long run. I'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And remember, have a beer on me.